Scorpio. So here we are. We're into the second week of March now. Things have been a little bit rough. The story is in the description box. We had to relocate quickly to get out of a situation that was not safe, and things have been a little bit stressful. And we had to use all of our savings to relocate to a safer space. So things have been a little bit hard. If you cannot donate, if you could share, that would be really awesome too. We also have the Love Equals Freedom hoodie available at wildloveparadise.com. And that is that the profits, the proceeds of that will be really helpful also as we get through this time. So thanks for listening to that. We're going to talk about the astrology because the astrology in March is really important and it's big. Like there's a lot of stuff happening. Yesterday, Saturn ingressed Pisces and will be there for the next 3 years. And the full moon in Virgo ushered that in. So Saturn is going to be in your 5th house until 2026. If you're a later Scorpio rising degree, it may not be in your 5th house. It might be in your 4th house if you're a later degree. But I'm a Libra rising, so Saturn has left my 5th house and is now in my 6th house. And let me tell you, like, you try to have fun while Saturn is in your 5th house, and he is not going to have it. Like, there were several times where I just wanted to enjoy my life and, just like rest and feel safe and enjoy and have fun and live my life to its fullest. And boom, something came along and took that feeling away from me. But it's positioning me in a better place, like in a better position and all of that. But this is really where you're going to learn how to truly express yourself. And Saturn being in your 5th house for the next 3 years, if you can be aware enough of how you are putting yourself out there. I had oppositions to my Mercury, so I really had to learn how to not over speak, like not overstep myself basically, and like really watch my words and watch the things that I said. And in the same kind of way, this is where your deepest, if you're not expressing yourself enough, Saturn's going to place you in positions with challenging positions with people where you have no choice but to express your needs, but to express like whatever it is that you need from that person at that time. Like that's what Saturn's going to do for you. This is also about the responsibility with your children. Also responsibility with love affairs. Don't just go out and sleep with anybody while Saturn is in your 5th house and not be safe about it. Like you can go out and sleep with whoever you want to. Like I'm not telling you who you can and can't sleep with and how many people you can and can't. Like I'm not doing that to you. I'm just saying be safe. Like this is not a time to play around with your sexual advances. Let's just put it that way. Like I'm not going to get into it with everybody, but I'm just saying, like, just be very careful with yourself. And I mean, like, this is also another time where you're going to learn how to respect yourself too in many, many, many ways. So, and careful with gambling or any kind of risk taking. Virgo full moon ushered this in. The Virgo full moon was in your 11th house and really asking you to remove obstacles like friend groups, like communities that you're in that are holding you back from fulfilling your own dreams, your own hopes and dreams. The things that you've even done in your life that, are really like, if you're not showing up for yourself and you know that you should be, the Virgo full moon probably showed you how to do that. The Jupiter and Chiron conjunction in Aries is happening mid-month in your 6th house. You may feel overwhelmed with responsibility during this expansive healing time. Like you may feel like you're not doing enough. And I just want, whenever that thought comes into your mind, you're like, oh my God, I'm not doing enough. Or, oh my God, I need to do more. Oh my God, like something like, if you overtax yourself in March, you will most likely end up sick. And what I love about Chiron is that he's the wounded healer. Like the more you heal your wounds, the stronger you become. And that Jupiter coming right up, Jupiter in Aries is like that, the warrior energy, and the, we're standing up for what's right energy. We're standing up for ourselves and being, that warrior. So this Jupiter Chiron conjunction is not going to allow you to play small with yourself. But you have to keep that balance. Like you have to keep an even balance, because if you push yourself too much or you're too hard on yourself, you're likely to get sick. Don't overwork yourself. Excuse me. The Aries new moon on the 21st is also happening in your 6th house. So this may find you either changing jobs. Some people may be changing locations, but something about your environment that also pertains to your work could be like in the throes of new beginnings. And this could be like one of those like tornado moments in your life that's been happening, is all of this. So, really just like focusing on what it is that you want to see for yourself in the new year, and just allowing yourself to think, like feel big and think big, and know that things are always going to be fluctuating and things are always going to be changing and being thrown out of balance, and we have to get back in balance, and that's just the way life is. Mars in Cancer in your 9th house. Get all the books you want. Like this is really going to be a time. Mars has been in Gemini in your 8th house for a while, and it's been really painful. Like Mars in Gemini has been very sharp, very frustrating, quick endings, quick realizations. Sometimes we couldn't do anything about it. Like during the retrograde, like we weren't able to take action on anything. And then all of a sudden after the retrograde, boom, everything changed. Took action on everything, whether we liked it or not. So this Mars in Cancer in your 9th house, like Mars in Gemini was through my 9th house. And I really took in a lot of reading and a lot of just expansive knowledge, like getting to know myself, higher consciousness reading. That's what I did for myself during that Mars in Gemini transit. And I mean, that higher consciousness learning like really manifested me out of where I was and kind of threw me into a different space. So careful how you manifest your life. Let's see what it is that Scorpio is surrendering for themselves with the Power of Surrender cards. Judith Orloff. Here, let me show that to you without bouncing it around. Power of Surrender cards by Judith Orloff. Let's see what Scorpio... Absolutely. Okay. Surrender the idea that you can fix someone. You're not meant to fix them, though. You see? So surrender the idea that you can fix someone. It's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try and fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. Surrender the idea that you can fix someone. Okay. Oof. So intuitively, you know that it's time to leave a situation, but the fear of you like not having enough, or the fear of you just sort of like just being poor, like, or just not having enough is very real. But intuitively, like, you know that this is over. And I think that you just keep on getting up in your head about it. Yeah. So we have the 8 of Cups. Taking that journey, that 8 of Cups is that emotional connection that you have, that it's time for you to walk away from. See, the thing is a lot of time, like in the past, I thought that if I was walking away from a situation that I had to cut all ties. I had to like burn the bridge of whatever situation I was walking away from. Excuse me. And I think a lot of that stemmed from traumas from my childhood. Like I would watch my mom just cut off relationships right and left for silly little reasons. The ego would come up, right? But all of these cups here are still standing. And so it's very different. It's a very different thing for you. And that's what I want you to remember, that if you have to walk away from a situation, you don't have to walk away from it permanently. This is just a time where you need to really, the energy needs to shift. You need to go out on your own, or you need to go out and be able to see, it's a time to explore and open yourself up to new things. And having the High Priestess and the Five of Pentacles with this Eight of Cups, your intuition is telling you that you want to leave. The Eight of Swords and the Five of Pentacles is your ego telling you, no, this is unsafe. This is unsafe. Fear, 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 fear. Right? That Five of Pentacles is a lack. It's a fear lack. It's a lack. It's a fear based on lack. Sorry. Wow. And yet your intuition is telling you, no, you can no longer be in this situation anymore. And it's hard to listen to your intuition. And you've probably been carrying this load for quite some time. We have the 10 of Wands and we have the King of Cups, which would be your energy, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading. And that 10 of Wands is cumbersome. And that 10 of Wands is frustrating. And that 10 of Wands is, like you are still climbing up that hill. You see? So let's clarify. Let's see what the Eight of Cups, whatever it is that you are moving away from, is something that has held you down. And it may have been something that really was there for you and helped you at one point in your life, but it just is not a thing anymore. It just is not a thing anymore. So we have the Empress on the Eight of Cups. For some of you, I feel like it's time for you to go visit your mom, or to go see your mom, or to talk to your mom or something like that, because the Empress is often the mother figure. But for others of you, I feel like you will feel so much more creative and so much more open and so much more alive once you allow yourself to cut yourself away from whatever it is that you're still holding on to. The emotional part of this. Right? The emotional part of the journey that you're on. The Six of Pentacles with the Queen of Swords. Okay. So you don't necessarily have to be the Queen of Swords and be very mean to cut off the beggars and, the choosers, right? Kind of people. But that Six of Pentacles is, and it could be an air sign that maybe you're giving yourself a lot to. But this is the reason why you're so depleted. That Six of Pentacles is you giving out your energy to people and things that are not giving back to you, right? And it could be an air sign or it could be a Pisces, one of the two. But that Six of Pentacles is one of the reasons why you're feeling like you're in lack, because you've given all of your own resources, and it could be financially, or it could be whatever, but it's almost like the Six of Pentacles, like I literally am looking at the card and I feel like he's just throwing his money away. Like that very well may be the reason why you're in lack, whether it's you throwing your money away and buying frivolous things that you don't need right now when you need to be changing your life, or it could be a metaphor for giving too much energy, giving too much content, giving too much of yourself away, right? Yeah, see the Five of Wands on the Five of Pentacles? Absolutely. The reason why you fight with yourself is because you're feeling that fear of lack. And for some of us, that lack is reality, but we also have to have faith that there are so many ways that we can get out of situations. Like, I have the asteroid Pallas, Athena, in my 5th house. And the way that I can creatively find my way out of situations is insane. I learned that from Empress Atlantis on Twitter, by the way. So if you want to learn more about, she doesn't really talk much about asteroids these days, but she's a very brilliant astrologer and hilarious. Her account is kind of a parody, mostly. She's pretty funny, but yeah, so I have always, so like the situations, like I'll try and get myself out of that lack or that fear situation. And so, let your imagination, work with you instead of fighting with yourself. Like, you don't want to beat yourself up right now. That is the last thing that you need. If you have depleted all of your energy and given it to other people, the last thing you need to do is beat yourself up and deplete your energy even more. You need to be building yourself back up. And part of that is walking away from the things that deplete you, walking away from those things that are, they're not giving back to you in any way. Oh, the sweet surrender, the sweet surrender. Okay, so we have the Page of Wands on the 8 of Swords. So I feel like there's going to be a message that's going to come to you that's going to help you get out of this 8 of Swords state of mind. The 8 of Swords is a self-imposed imprisonment of the mind. It's all of those thoughts jammed into our head space, and we can't do anything about them. But the 4 of Cups on the 10 of Wands, you don't want to be so jammed into your head space that you are missing out on the universe showing you ways you can get out of this situation quicker or easier or whatever, right? And then the Page of Swords on the King of Cups. Really watch how you present yourself. Like, your words can be really, really sharp this month. Yeah, that Mercury in Aries, just your words can be very sharp this month. So watch how you are presenting things to someone else. And all of this goes with this surrender the idea that you can fix someone. In the very beginning, you are not this person's mother, right? That's why you're walking away from them, because you are not this person's mother. Bottom of the deck, the 9 of Wands and the Sun, you guys. Oh, wow. I love this for you. When you surrender, that's when the clarity comes, right? The 9 of Wands is about surrender. This dude does not want to fight anymore. He is done fighting. And then we have the Sun here. And so the more we allow ourselves to surrender into situations, the more we're going to be able to see our way through, for sure. Okay. All right, my friends. I hope you have a good March. I hope you have a relatively good March. Wow. If you want to get a reading from me, the readings are 20% off spring 23 to get 20% off astrology or tarot readings. The Saturn in Pisces reading is not 20% off, but everything else is. If you are starting your Saturn return, or if you have Pisces placements in your chart, that reading would probably be pretty good. I only have 2 more spots in March, I believe, for that reading. So I hope you're all well, and I hope you're taking care of yourself. Please be kind to yourself during these really rough energies. I love you guys. Bye.